What is going on, and welcome to my review of Zombieland Double Tap, the sequel to Zombieland, which came out in 2009. 10 years later, we have a sequel. So this is once again directed by Ruben Fleischer, and it stars pretty much everyone who was in the first one, with a whole bunch of other people. So we have Woody Harrelson reprising his role as Tallahassee, Jesse Eisenberg as Columbus, Emma Stone as Wichita, and Abigail Breslin as her sister Little Rock. And Little Rock decides that she wants to move on from the group. She's growing up now. It's 10 years later. She wants a boyfriend. So she meets this guy. They drive off together and leave the others. But Wichita, of course, wants to find her sister. And so they basically go on a bit of a road trip to try and find her. Along the way, they meet a bunch of new characters played by people such as Rosario Dawson, Luke Wilson, and Zoe Deutch. Whatever her name was, she was freaking awesome, but I'll get to that in a minute. So look, I was a fan of the first Zombieland. It was one of those movies, though, I didn't quite love it. You know, there's a lot of people who really dig that movie a lot. And yeah, like, I've seen it 2 or 3 times and I do enjoy it a lot. It's a good, fun movie and I love the cast. Sort of had a unique twist on the typical zombie angle. Like, yeah, being that it was a comedy, but it also introduced a whole bunch of other angles, like with the whole rules and everything, and the cool way that they used words throughout the film as titles and things. You know what I mean if you've seen it. But overall, it just sort of lacked that something that keeps me coming back to watch it over and over again. I don't know, it wasn't that compelling. This movie, on the other hand, it was pretty much more of what you would expect from the first one, but it had a bit of heart to it. It had a little bit more to it, and I think I like this one marginally more than the first. So as far as things that I really liked about it, it's a good-looking movie. Like, the whole production, everything from the cinematography and editing. The movie kicks off once again with an old-school Metallica song during the opening credits, which I love that. I like the addition of new characters. I like that they expanded on the universe set in the first movie. And I like that this movie just went bigger. It just had more things to do throughout the story. I'm not going to give anything away, of course, but yeah, it had some interesting locations and smaller characters. And it was funny. There were a lot of humorous lines, particularly from Zoe Deutch. I'm going to say Deutch. I don't know if it's Deutch, but I'm saying that because it looks like Deutch. Her character, Madison, was freaking hilarious. Yeah, sure. She played the typical blonde bimbo, but I don't know, there was just always something about that character that I love, particularly when she's amongst a bunch of hard-ass zombie killers who, kind of take things a bit seriously and are really trying to survive. And yeah, she was just this amazing contrast to their characters. But the main thing I like I said, this movie had some heart, and I think it's because we've already established these characters in the first film, and so this time around the relationships between them all could grow. I mean, this movie takes place 10 years after the first one as well. It is a real-time sequel in a sense. And yeah, in that time, the characters have bonded so much and you really felt that. You got that feeling of a, dysfunctional family from them. The film was also self-referential as being a sequel, and it also referenced a bunch of other zombie pop cultural stuff like The Walking Dead, which, yeah, I thought was, it was fun. So as far as things I didn't like about the movie, I guess the number one was having that cancerous blight on YouTube, Grace Randolph, in it. Even though it was a small role, I just can't stand her. Oh, wow. But all jokes aside, this movie, it kind of gave me the same thing that I had with that first film, in as much as it just wasn't that compelling. It's a good movie. I mean, it's a lot of fun while you're watching it. There's some really good laughs, and yeah, it's a fun time at the movies, but it's not going to be like my go-to zombie comedy. In the same way that, say, Shaun of the Dead did. That movie was an absolute freaking masterpiece. This movie, like I said, it's a good time, but I wouldn't sort of go out of my way to watch it again. But that's really the only thing that I could say negative about it. I mean, like I said, it was a good, fun movie, and I'm going to give Zombieland Double Tap an 8 out of 10. So thank you very much for taking the time to watch my review of Zombieland Double Tap, and I do apologize that I'm now starting to catch up on movies that I missed out on over the last couple of weeks. It's just, oh wow, life has been really busy. So yeah, I'm finally getting time to catch up on things. So I'll have Maleficent 2 coming up soon, and I don't know what else. Terminator's next. Not really looking forward to that much. But in the meantime, if you have seen Zombieland Double Tap, I would love to know what you thought of it, and which one did you like more, the first or the second one? So fire away, drop me some comments either here, Facebook or Twitter. All the social media links are in the description below, because I like to talk about movies, and I would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.